This morning I had a wonderful meditation session. I had two meditation sessions this morning. My alarm got me up at 6 a.m. and so I meditated even though I really didn't want to. It's really annoying because I want to sleep in, but I did say that I was going to do this. This is part of my monotonous spiritual practice, just to get up every morning and meditate. So I did meditate a little bit, and then I went over to Tamantun to go for a free meditation in nature, which was actually really nice. And for the first time in years, I was practicing the 5 Tibetan rites. I haven't done that in a really long time, and one day I may explain it, which was good. And then it was, our meditation was on forgiveness, forgiving someone who's hurt you, or you forgiving yourself, or asking for forgiveness. Meditating alone is fine and it's good, but every once in a while meditating in a group is fantastic. I actually may think about hosting a meditation group here in my place. But anyway, I want to talk about being vegan in Malaysia. This is a big thing. Oh, you can see, look, that's Yogi. Every once in a while I stop because when he walks, you can hear him go, and I always have to try to edit him. But today he is actually being really quiet. Oh no, maybe not. But ignore him. I have yet to find much on being a Malaysian and being vegan in Malaysia. So I thought, you know what, it's about time I address that. Because is it possible? Yes, it's so easy to be a vegan in Malaysia. We are so blessed with 365 days of summer and humidity and rain every once in a while that we have lush amounts of vegetables and fruits all year round. We live in abundance in Malaysia. We really do live in abundance. We're so blessed. You can go to any marketplace. You don't have to go for imported. You don't have to go to the supermarket if you don't want to. If you want to go cheap, you can just go to the Pasar Malam is even possible. But then again, if you're really into the organic, if you go to, let's say, cold storage, I think there's going to be a section where you've got the locally grown or pesticide-free kind of vegetables and fruits. There's tons. So you don't have to import kale, which I find really surprising. That's quite new in the market, to have imported kale in Malaysia. But you know what? There's the Chinese kailan, which is a Chinese kale, right? So you can actually have kailan. Now, does it taste nice, or can you make it into a salad? I've tried. To be honest, it's not that tasty. But you can put it into your green juice, which is what I do, and just pulverize it and add a lot of bananas and just take it as a sweet green juice. I know it sounds really like, really? Don't knock it, just give it a try. How I started off with the smoothies is I started off with a lot of fruits first, and maybe a bit of like kangkong, for example, or bayam. And bayam's really healthy as well. What is bayam in English? I really don't know. I will Google that stuff. But you can actually have bayam, you can have kangkong, and add it into your smoothie. And little bit by little bit, start to subtract a little bit of the fruits and add a little bit more of the veggies if you want it more green in your life. So whenever I feel like I need to have more raw fruits and veggies, it's always in the morning. It's just easier for me to down. I will be honest here. Breakfast isn't the biggest meal of the day for me because my stomach is just not ready for it. It doesn't matter if I spent the morning meditating and doing yoga. I really cannot put that much into my system. So I wait a little while, and during lunch would be my largest. So what's trending in the world right now is the 80-10-10 diet, or the raw till 4 diet, which means that you're pretty much eating as much as you can. 80% of it is carbs, and then 10% is protein, and 10% is fat. And I follow that in a completely different way. So this is my way, and it may not work for anybody else but me. So my breakfast is going to be this massive smoothie. Oh, there he goes. You hear that? He's decided he's bored of me. During lunch is my biggest meal of the day because it just keeps me going for the rest of the day. And I still eat my rice, kway teow, or yi mee, nasi goreng. I will either make it myself, or I go to the many food stalls or cafes and restaurants there are in the area. And it's again, being in Malaysia and being vegan is so easy. There, I haven't had much of a problem. I'll give you an example. So my mother went to one of the food stalls in Miri and asked the tauke, okay, so my daughter, she wants the nasi, but she wants the vegetables, but no eggs, no chicken, no fish sauce or oyster sauce. And immediately the tauke said, yes, okay, pure vegetarian, okay, boleh, can. And I got my lunch. I've been to as far as Penang, and I look for the char kway teow. I asked the char kway teow lady, can I make it vegetarian, no fish sauce, nothing, no meat, no chicken, no eggs? No problem. Toss it around, normal like kway teow, but maybe with some soya sauce, or I'm not sure, like black pepper or whatever. Cooks it in front of me. Add some kangkong or some kailan, and voila, I have my char kway teow, and I don't feel like I've missed out on anything. I was living in London for a year, and there is when I realized how blessed we are in Malaysia, because I ended up there in the winter, and they don't have a lot of fruits and vegetables unless they're importing it from somewhere else. So it was very hard for me to get a papaya, which I miss so much. I miss papayas so much, and mangoes. And then maybe some berries, but a lot of their fruits over there, you have to kind of get it frozen. I really didn't understand the frozen fruits until I got there, and it was like kind of a necessity. But at the same time, when you're in a winter country, the last thing that you want is fruits. You want something hot all the time to keep you warm. So it was a lot of beans and potatoes and pumpkins, and just a lot of kind of stews and hot soups. What is important for me is that, number one, I'm not killing any animals. That's the most important. And number two, it's giving me the energy for the rest of the day. So lunch, especially, if I'm running around doing lots of things, I make sure that my lunch is big enough. I think the taboo in Malaysia is like, oh, we need to cut the rice. Yeah, cut it in half, but don't let it worry you too much, because if you do eat a lot, then maybe eat less at night, which is what I do. I eat very, very, very little at night. If I'm alone, I don't eat at night at all. I really don't. It's not a big deal. Drink water, drink lots of non-caffeinated tea. I don't wake up in the middle of the night feeling like I'm hungry. So maybe it's just me. The thing with veganism or vegetarianism, you can't jump into it. Unless you're me and you just want to jump right into it because a voice told you to. And that's just my style. But take it a little bit at a time. So like what I did in the very beginning, I start off with just having salads for lunch, and then having fruits in the morning and then salads for lunch, and then eating normal at dinner, because I know that I was going to be eating out. Totally easy being vegan. Give it a shot. I'm going to stop here, and I'll see you soon.